You're always just one choice away from your dream life, because life is a series of choices that we make. Even when something is not going your way, it's still a decision, because you choose how to react, how to figure it out, which way to take. It all depends on who you are as a person. And that's the first thing I want to talk about, because choices are purely based on values. If you value something, you're going to choose that option. So even though maybe you would like to have both, but still the thing that matters most is what you see as valuable and what you see as necessary for your own survival. Oftentimes we see people who say like they want to travel abroad, travel the world, they want to do this and that, and then they stay right where they are and they just don't do any of those things. And the reason is because the value that made them stay is more important than the value that made them want to go. Because for us to change, there is more urgency needed. Some people are thinking, yeah, I will do it, but someday, not now. Now is not the time. That's why it is so good to have your values very, very clear. You can write them out, you can journal about it. But when you know what your values are exactly, you are saving yourself from the effects of the choices that are made unconsciously, purely by your unconscious brain, because this is the brain that makes most of the choices, and it just bases everything on survival. If it won't make you safer than you are right now, why do it? Except you know you want to, but you are not communicating to your subconscious mind that this is what we want and this is required for us to be happy and fulfilled. And that's a good way to go, not the dangerous way, not the unwanted way. It is the way to go, and you need to communicate this to your brain. Every piece of information that you consume influences you, one way or another. It is somewhere in the brain. You may not know it, you may not see it for another God knows how many years, but it is there, and it might come out in the moment that you least expect it. So when you are doubting your decision that you know will make you happy, maybe something will just come up. Like, you will be just one step away from denying yourself the very thing that you've always wanted. And then there are two things that can happen. And whether of these happens purely depends on what you feed your mind. And those ways are, there comes up a good thing. Like a good thing, basically a thing that aligns with your value, a thing that motivates you, makes you feel better about yourself, makes you feel more confident, and then you're like, okay, I'm not gonna give up now, I'm gonna do it. And the other way is that something comes up like, oh, I've heard the story of a person that tried to do this and they failed and they were miserable. This must mean it's totally dangerous. Who would do this? Who's so irresponsible? And this is exactly where most people fail, because they didn't feed their brain enough examples of success, of love, of gratitude, of just people being happy and doing what you want to do. Because I'm 100% sure there's someone out there who have made that a reality. And you need to tattoo this example into your head. That is why we're making vision boards, because we want to be sure it's true, it's real, it's right there. And people are happy having this. And people love to live this way. And you can live this way too. We both can do this. People have done before. You can do this. Even if they didn't, you can do this. People have done impossible things before as well. It's not that complicated. You just need to control your mind. And of course we can't always just say, okay, I'm just gonna stop thinking this thought and it goes away, because that's not how the brain works. But you can always control what you consume. And this is another very big thing. Take control of what you consume. Be super picky about what you allow into your brain, because this is what literally determines your reality. This is the filter everything goes through. Everything that happens in your life, everything that you see, you think of. Two different people can get the same idea, and one would just get it and let it go, and the other will make millions of dollars of it, make incredible success of it. Simply because the other person decided to take some action and decided that this is possible. And this isn't dangerous. This doesn't mean they're full of yourself and that they think they can do anything. No, that person just thinks, oh, that's a wonderful idea. Why not bring it into life? Maybe you've even been in that situation when you are so sure of yourself, like you know you have talent and you have amazing ideas, and then you see someone doing the same thing but worse than you would. And you're like, how can they just, where do they get the audacity from? Like, this was your idea and they just go and do it and ruin it for you. That's because they made the effort to find a way. They brought it into life and you decided that it's not worth it. And it is. And any of the situations are just there to give you a clear sign that it's time to start taking your dreams seriously. Because it's possible for you, it's possible for other people, so it's possible for you as well. And there is no such thing as unrealistic expectations. Like, I don't like to set high expectations because I just allow things to unfold. But I know that at some point in my life, I will have every single thing that I want now, and they will just exist in perfect harmony, because I don't think that I can only have like one job. Or like, if I want to be an artist, I know I don't have to pick whether I'm a songwriter, whether I'm a guitar player, painter, photographer, a poet. I can do all of those things at once because I believe I can do so, because I believe I'm the kind of person that finds the way and not the obstacle. And that is an effect of feeding your brain positive information, positive messages. So just ask yourself, how often do you find yourself following people who spread a message of negativity, pessimism, being totally hopeless about life? How often do you relate to TikToks that talk about how life doesn't make any sense and there's no point in trying because it's all going to fade? Like, I'm not saying it's not true, but instead of thinking about it in this way, I think about it, yeah, that's amazing. Everything will fade. Like, so let's just make the best out of it. I would rather put some extra amount of work into my life to make it extraordinary and exciting and wonderful and colorful instead of just doing the same thing everybody's doing. Because I won't take you anywhere else. It wouldn't make sense if it could. You know, like if you're following the same path, you're going to the same destination. So are you going to continue going down the same path, or are you choosing another one today? Are you choosing another path? This takes courage, a lot of discipline sometimes, but it's worth it. And I really encourage you to ask yourself this question, like, how can you choose another path today? The path to your dreams. Thank you so much for watching. This is Natalia from Bloom by Being, and see you in the next one.